Please use me as a conduit of light to deliver this message to whoever needs to hear it. That whoever needs to hear this message be drawn to it like a magnet, Spirit. So we have overcome self-doubt. Self-doubt clouds your vision. Trust in your abilities and take the leap. Your future self will thank you. And I think that we have a lot of self-doubt here because we are so used to being in that old identity that coming into this new version, this higher version of ourselves through healing has really been uncomfortable. And it causes us to doubt ourselves because we're not familiar with this new frequency. We're not familiar with being out of our comfort zone. We're familiar with choosing the same old things in the matrix and the program that we get validated for by the program, by people in the program, right? But when we have to step into a new version of ourselves, there is some self-doubt that comes in. There is some worry that creeps in, and that is normal. So just understand that's normal, and to push through and to still have that courage to move forward because really it's that choice point. And right now it's either stay in the old stale frequency or move into a new timeline. And the old frequency is becoming less comfortable because the frequency of our earth is raising. These solar flares are really amping up, and you know what? It's been happening over time, and it's amping up over time. And that is this gentle way the universe has to wake us up, to assist us in our own healing. Literally, it's the earth changing her frequency. And as she changes, everything that occupies her space also changes. It's like, as a human being, if the earth is the entire body and the humans are the cells, like when you start to change your frequency, your cells' frequency change. The way your cells vibrate, the way everything within you vibrate changes. So this is also what's happening to us on such a mass scale, but also on an individual level. And there is going to be self-doubt that creeps in, but that's okay. That's what Spirit wants you to know. It's okay. Push through. You know what it is. You've come this far. You know what it is. And you know that there is no going back. You can't unknow what you've learned. You can't unknow what you know now. Like once you know something, you can't go back to doing the thing that wasn't good for you, the toxic thing, okay? We also got to understand soulmate lessons. Soulmates come to teach us. Embrace the lessons they bring, even if they're hard to swallow. So I think a lot of us, our old identities were attached to these soulmates, to these people that were in our lives for, maybe a certain period of time to teach us some type of lesson. Maybe they will continue to be in our lives, but with a steady, healthy boundary, right? Where you're not as connected and attached and codependent to these people. And just remember, they're here to teach us lessons and us teach them lessons. And when we keep choosing the same old thing, like that codependent decision, we're holding each other back. And it's so hard when you're an empath or a sensitive person and you have those kind of people-pleasing tendencies because you just want everyone to be happy. There is this genuine intent, but there is also this lack of recognition that sometimes when we're too people-pleasing, we enable people not to grow themselves. So we're not only holding ourselves back, we're holding those people back too. So recognize what the lessons are and why they're there and that they're teaching us something. It's not some type of punishment or anything like that. It can feel that way if you keep cycling back into the same lessons and stuff. It can absolutely feel that way, but it's not. It's actually the universe giving you another opportunity if something comes up, like a cycle or something, another opportunity to make a different decision that will change the way the outcome is. And it won't be the same old crap that is cycling around, right? Okay, expression and release. Anger is a powerful emotion that calls for expression and release. Don't suppress your anger. Face it head on. Express it in healthy ways and let it become the driving force for transformation and progress, not a roadblock. Yes. And you know what it is about anger? And it's so interesting that this is what's coming up because I have felt that in the last few days. I felt so much anger coming up and just like, not even like victim mode type anger, just like pissed about certain things, you know? And I've had to learn how to channel that in healthy ways. A lot of times that's going to the gym and just like pumping some iron, you know? But like, it doesn't have to be that. Like you might not even have access to that. But there's so many different ways. It just depends on you and how you have learned to alchemize energy through your healing process. Me, I'm very like communicative and then active. So I will be out on hikes, I will be at the gym, and I will also be alone a lot, talking to spirit out loud, working through how I feel with God, with the universe, whatever you connect and resonate with. Okay. So find a way to really channel whatever it is. If it's anger coming up, find a way to channel it, okay? Not project it onto others, listen, the person or situation that's making you angry, like that person is on their own journey. They're pissing you off and they're actually pissing themselves off because they're going through whatever they're going through. It has nothing to do with you. Even if you weren't here, it would have just been somebody else they projected whatever on, right? And so you projecting your anger back is just mirroring to them that they're not treating people right. But it's also mirroring to you that you're not setting healthy enough boundaries that you allow people with a frequency that they've consistently showed you red flags on, and then come in and create chaos in your life or your nervous system, right? You're not setting healthy boundaries. So we're all learning lessons here. We don't have to point fingers and play the blame game. We're all playing a part in our own healing process, playing a part in our own chaos. If we're in chaos in some way, 9 times out of 10, we're choosing in one way or another to be a part of it. And we could say, oh, I can't help it. That's my mom. Like, yes, actually, you can set healthy boundaries with your mom, you know? And it's just like coming into this recognition that you have choices in life. And any given moment, you can make a different choice. You can do something differently. You can respond to life in a different way. And are you going to do that? Or are you going to choose the same way you always respond, which really hasn't given you any type of change that you're wanting to see in your life, right? New heights. Let your connection with spirit ground you as you reach for the sky. So spirit's saying, really connect in. There are new heights to reach. Don't like get stuck in that self-doubt. Don't get stuck in that anger or resentment towards others, or like dive into focusing on the chaos or what other people are dealing with and making it a part of your story, when you can really focus on creation, on going to new heights in this higher version, in this higher timeline, forgetting all that old stuff. If anything was meant to come with you, it would be here with you, coming with you, not in a chaotic way, but in a like, we're in this together. There's mutual growth. We're both on the same frequency, that kind of way. Or if it's with a job, like it's on that frequency. It can expand with you. If the job is in the matrix, how much can it really expand? You have to create from a different way, from a connection to spirit. So spirit can really lead you to be this unique, authentic version of you that you don't even really know who that is thoroughly yet, because you haven't tapped into that frequency where you can recognize it on an unconscious level. So you still think this character you're playing at a certain frequency, but our character changes. You're not the same person you were when you're 20 as when you're 40, you know? I'm nothing like I was when I was 20, and I'll be 40 in a couple years. So, nothing. Unrecognizable. You know, I had to go through the shame of not liking who I was then, you know? We all have to go through that and heal it. Honor, respect for yourself and others is key to your growth. Have you felt lack of respect in some areas of your life? By setting clear boundaries and honoring yourself, the world will follow suit. Wow. Yes. So if you're not being respected and you're not setting healthy boundaries to allow that disrespect in, then you're disrespecting yourself. Okay. So make sure that you understand that these soulmates and what the lessons they are, so you don't get disrespected and disrespect yourself, and you walk with honor and integrity, and knowing that like You have standards for yourself, and anything less than that is just not going to cut it, okay? We also got soul happy rekindle connection. Your soul is longing to reconnect with something or someone. Have you drifted away from a meaningful connection? Take the initiative to rekindle this relationship or experience it, as it may bring you deep joy. And I think Spirit is saying this is the connection with yourself. I know we want to like jump up and down for joy and think this is like a reconnection, but when Spirit's sitting here saying, remember, these were lessons, and honor yourself with healthy boundaries and come into this reconnection with yourself, because you lost yourself in these relationships. You didn't honor yourself. You allowed disrespect. You had wobbly and very weak boundaries, and you were thinking that these connections were something that you were going to have forever and ever and ever. So you clung to them like it's your, like you were going to die if they went away, not realizing that you weren't honoring yourself. You actually completely lost yourself, and Spirit wants you to come back into this reconnection with you. That is what this is saying. And I'm telling you right now, when I pull a card, I will read it with the energy that Spirit is bringing through. So when I initially read that, if you get excited about reconnecting with your past, that is a red flag that you actually are still feeling these codependent strings attached to people in your past, and you're not rekindling that inner relationship with Spirit, so you can soar to new heights as this newer version of you, because you're still trying to be the old version. Give me more information on this, Spirit. This is, I feel this energy. I feel this energy where it's just like really hard to trust yourself right now because we're clinging to past things, okay? Thank you for the clarity, Spirit. Y'all, come on now. I can't even make this up. Break the soul contract. Some bonds are meant for growth, not forever. When the lesson ends, the contract dissolves. You're free to walk away. Spirit says you're free to walk away. This comes out after I read this card exactly the way it's supposed to be read. Not to rekindle something with somebody from the past, but to rekindle that connection with Spirit because you got lost in codependence in the past. Okay? So break the soul contract, Spirit's saying. All right. This bond was meant for growth, not forever. All right. We also got change your fate. Your story isn't fixed. It's unfolding with every choice you make. Claim your power and write a new ending. This, whatever it is, your future, all these things that you had planned for yourself, that is not what Spirit has for you. And let me tell you, what Spirit has for you is just this beautiful, unimaginable thing that you can't even get to in your mind yet because you're not on that frequency, but that's okay because Spirit knows. So if you allow yourself to let go of these old connections and bring in this blank slate, look at this blank slate he has on this card, and bring in this blank slate so Spirit can co-create this new timeline for you. Like, it's absolutely there. And look at 3 cards popped out when I shuffled that last deck. And the last one was accept your destiny. Embrace the unfolding of your journey. Trust that each moment is leading you to your true path. Again, in alignment with what I'm saying here. Really, really see what Spirit is trying to tell you. Let go of that codependence to the person, to the job, to the family member, to the friend, to the whatever is holding you back, because Spirit's saying, we want you to soar high. We want to work with you because you've created that blank slate. You've let go of things that are holding you back, but we can't do that until you do let go, until you do reconnect with yourself. You want to know why? Because reconnection with yourself, getting quiet with yourself, connecting with Spirit is how you receive the information you need in order to move forward and co-create. If you're not listening to the intuitive nudges, how are people, places, things supposed to come into your life when you don't have a blank slate? It's like this whole book here is just full of chaos and crap and drama and codependence and a shitty job environment. And it's like so much drama and chaos. There's nowhere to put something new on that slate. Like, you literally have to get 2 blank pages so Spirit can put something new on it. But you can't do that unless you have the blank slate, unless you let go of those past things that are holding you back, those past codependent ways of being in life. And sometimes it's substance abuse, sometimes it's a person, sometimes it's a job or whatever coping mechanism it is. And you just have to recognize that it's something that's not good for you, for one. That's the first step. And then secondly, love yourself enough to do something about it. You can know all the spiritual information you want. You can know you can watch a million therapy videos. You can know all the attachment styles and codependency. You can know about narcissism. You can know about all of it. But none of it matters unless you do something about it, guys. Not a damn thing matters. You can know all you want. You could be so smart. You could say all the right things. All that means nothing unless you're living it. Unless you're living the life of integrity, unless you're walking with honesty and devotion to your soul mission and path. None of the information matters unless you're true to yourself. Wounded healer. We got wounded healer. No surprise. Because you want to know what? We cannot come into this world as light workers on these missions unless we acknowledge that we had to go through an intense amount of darkness in order to relate to those we are connecting to those that we are shining our light for. And that is what the wounded healer is. It's someone who's went into the depths of the darkest places so they can truly connect and understand to others because they've been through so much, and then those others, when we're on here, me, for example, expressing, others will connect with it. And it's because they have experienced something similar. And that can't happen unless we go through this wounded healer process. And it's so intentional. It's so what we said we were going to do when we came in here, right? I am not broken. I am unfolding. So just remember during this process where you're feeling angry, you're feeling resentful, you're feeling upset at these people who didn't want to grow and come with you on this new timeline, and you feel betrayed, and you feel a lot of different feelings, just know that's not because you're broken or because, I always choose the wrong person or nothing ever works out. It does work out for you. But you know what? You had to break down that old life, that old way of being, that old way of thinking, that old way of responding to life. Break down that old frequency so you're lighter and you can rise into a new one. You're not broken. You're unfolding into this beautiful, expanded version of you that is going to be so much more fulfilling. I surrender the outcome, but stay with the process. Stop thinking about who's coming with you, what's coming with you. Don't think about it. Just connect to spirit, and you don't have to think about it because you surrender to that process. You know it's an unfolding. You know that it's this journey of connection. It's not about forcing and hustle and doing. Don't let the world fool you. It's about connection. It's not about forcing and controlling. Hustle culture is forcing and controlling, and ego and validation from the external matrix. But connection is flow, co-creation, expansion, love, joy. That's the difference. Can you feel the difference in that? It feels a lot better, doesn't it? It feels like you're excited to get up every day and do what you came here to do, which is just follow spirit. It could be just taking a nice little walk, right? Okay, so I'm gonna pull. Where is that deck? I was gonna pull I'll just pull from this deck. I was gonna pull an animal. I like to pull this. I don't know where it went. We'll find it. We'll find her. All right, one more spirit. One more on the way out, please. Self-love. Self-love is the foundation of all love. What a beautiful reminder to end the reading. So, top priority, you. You are the top priority. Why? Because you got to get quiet to connect to your intuition, to connect to source. So you have all that love and guidance and direction to flow where you need to flow. There's nothing that anything on the outside is going to give you that you can't get right now inside. And it's so much more fulfilling than any quick little dopamine hit from whatever addiction, codependence, whatever it is. Like, nothing compares to that connection to source. Nothing compares to that unfolding of finally surrendering and being in flow and being in that co-creation. Nothing compares to that kind of support, love, and protection. It's all inside. It's all really choosing to get real with you, loving you, prioritizing that. And we're so used to losing ourselves. There was no self-love in these codependent relationships. It was all like us earning somebody's love, us waiting for somebody to love us. And guess what? Spirit says no. Stop waiting for that. You can have it right now. You always had it. You just weren't even looking. You weren't even quiet enough. Your life was too chaotic, right? You were looking for somebody else to tell you you were good enough. You don't need me to say it. Dig deep. You'll feel it. And trust me, when you feel like you're good enough, that's when you can take that action. When you feel like you deserve it, that's when that action will take place. When you let go of the codependency and you just really dive into like what you actually want and start realizing, wow, I was just living a life catered to everybody else around me and not even thinking about what I want to do, right? That self-love is everything. And then once you figure out what you really want to do, you get so honed in on what's good for you and what's not good for you. Your discernment just gets refined to this place where expansion just happens. Flow is just there. You just automatically surrender and your boundaries are just there. They're a part of your frequency. People don't fuck with you like that anymore because they know they can't get away with it. And they don't even want to try. They don't want to get embarrassed, right? Not that you're going to be mean or cruel, but it's just like, don't come at me or don't come towards me with anything less than integrity, honesty, love, just deep consideration and just that mutual agreement to want to expand and stay connected to your soul mission, right? Like, don't even come near me unless you're on that, right? And it's not that we're not going to connect with people like outside in the matrix and that, but when it comes to where we really direct our energy on a regular basis, this will be prioritized. Self-love will be the priority, and you will see such a crazy amount of expansion and change and love and support that you thought wasn't there. We get into those places of self-doubt and all that. We think it's not there. It's been there the whole time. And you finally realize that when you start going inside. Okay. Beautiful reading, guys. Beautiful reading. I love you so much, and I will see you on the next one.